Hello, members, and those watching after the fact. Predictions. Earlier today, we went pretty well. LPL, LCK, LCP. I think are 100%. LEC as well. But it's when we got into LTA South, things got messy. Um, so that's the thing. Best of ones. So let's attack it again. D plus DRX, D plus fifth in my power rankings. DRX 20th. Best of three. I like D plus in this one. 2-0. You know, saying they're the better team is only part of it. DRX, UCal into Showmaker is going to be very competitive, in my opinion. There is an angle there where I think UCal can 100% match what Showmaker's impact is. And then you look at the top lane, I think Rich could match what Siwoo does if Siwoo doesn't play his best game. He plays like a rookie. That could happen. But in the jungle, I like Lucid into Sponge, and I like aiming Barrel into Teddy and whoever the support ends up being, Andal or Plata, to a point where I'm taking D plus 2-0. I don't see where DNF have an advantage, DRX have an advantage that could take a game. Then KT DNF, KT 18th, DNF 24th. Both teams are teams that I think will win, and then they lose, and now they're playing each other, so somebody has to win. KT losing to Bro, I figured, hey, KT has that. They didn't. DNF just have players that for some reason aren't getting the job done. And the difference between these two teams and how they're approaching their seasons is that KT are saying, okay, well, we're going to make changes. We have Duck Dom, we have Way and Perfect in top lane. We're going to make swaps. We're going to get creative. And don't get me wrong, I think in the case of Perfect and Way, it doesn't make as much sense as Duck Dom. But at the same time, DNF are kind of sticking to their guns with their players. And could you argue that, DNF should be doing the same thing? I know they, tried Pengyan for a series in winter. Um, there's something to be said there. I'm going to take KT 2-1 because of Cuz and BDD being better than Pioshik and Bulldog. But KT are not clean enough to 2-0 this matchup. I think, DNF have the pieces to take a game. LNG Ultra Prime. Ultra Prime are ranked 13th. LNG 26th out of 26 teams. LNG are one of three teams to not win a series yet this season with Disguised and Chief Esports Club. And given LNG's players, it makes no sense. They've put in, I think they actually just signed Zhao Feng. Yes, I think they just signed Zhao Feng to play for the team. I don't know if he's going to play over STS. If he does, he is an upgrade. I think Zhao Feng was decent with OMG, a young player. I think he's only 21 years old. Into Ultra Prime. Ultra Prime just played better League of Legends. And it's similar to what I just said about DNF. It's a team in LNG that you say this team should be winning games. Maybe not, being upper half in the LPL, but shouldn't be last place and literally one of the worst teams this season. Zika into Zhang, I think Zika should be the better player. In the jungle, Zhang Hao could be better than Zhao Feng. It's possible. Mid lane, Hai Chao is better than Saber. And then the bot lane duos, I think Wako is probably a wash with LP. And then Zhao into Zhuo. Zhuo should be better. LNG should be the better team. They should be the better team. And I feel like if I pick Ultra Prime are going to lose. And so you're like, wow, really? Like this? Like I'm taking Ultra Prime 2-1. I am, and you know what? LNG, if they finally win, a fucking series, good for them. I don't get what their deal is. Top Esports BLG. This is obviously the best matchup of the day. We have a 6 versus 4. Two teams that you could see winning worlds. If we erase the org name of the one on the left. But we could see them very well representing the LPL as the 1 seed because of their domestic dominance as a org. World class every role. I like Kanavi into Way. I like Knight into Cream. So that's a wash. I like 369 and Bin offering different things, and then the bot lane duos of Alkanon and Jackie Love and Crisp. Who knows? I'm taking BLG 2-1. This could go either way. I think. If there's an angle for top esports, it's through Kanavi, of course. But for BLG, I think that they have opportunities with Elk and Knight to take this, or if Ben just pops off. but I expect it to be 3 games. FPX and NIP. NIP have played a shit ton of games the last few days. This week they've played 4 series after this one. FPX ranked 21st, NIP 10th. NIP have also played like all 3 games in each of these series. It's been tough for them. And FPX have played better recently. I'm going to take NIP 2-1 because they're the better team. I would hope that the day off they had today will allow them to reset and refocus and maybe have an opportunity to go into that FPX series tomorrow morning with a little bit clearer head. On paper, I think they're better in all 5 roles. So it ends up being a situation where I think NIP drop a game just because, I don't know. Really don't know. Just the way they're playing, it just feels like they're going to drop a game, and I'm not going to really be able to tell you why. I think based on how NIP has played recently and given the circumstances, you understand what I'm talking about. DFM and Chief, so minor region rankings. These are 2 of the worst teams you're going to find. DFM 31st and Chief 34th. Chief have made 3 roster changes, 2 in the starting lineup. They have Husha now instead of Arthur or Amir in the jungle. And then they have added Violet, and Lima has retired out of AD carry. This does not change the fact that DFM are probably better. This is tough. This is tough here. I'm going to take DFM 2-1. Both these teams stink. It's just, I don't know, like Ray Farkey into BioPanther. I don't know. Both players are not something to write home about. Husha into Courage, Guan. Husha has played, quite a bit in the PCS over his career. He's no bum, but at the same time, has he shown enough to make me think that Guan isn't better than him? I mean, Guan's a young player. Mid lane, Arya into Jimmy, and I like Arya, which is why it's a 2-1. Bot lane duos, Cocoon and Harp into Violet and Luan. That's just like, I don't know. It's a very unsettling matchup. This matchup stinks. Team Secret Whales and GAM. This is a fun matchup. Team Secret Whales, a lot of potential. They're ranked 13th, GAM 16th. GAM are better on paper, in terms of nameplates, right? Kiaya, stud. Levi, best Vietnamese player of all time, quite possibly. Mid lane, Arrest or Emo, playing into Dyer. That's a very competitive matchup. Actually, I wonder, did Team Secret Whales sign a mid laner? I think someone signed a mid laner. I can't recall. Either way, that's a fun matchup. I'd like to think Arrest can do more. I guess I'm the resident Arrest hater, but I'd like to think he could do more. Bot lane of Artemis Elio into Eddie Taki. That's Team Secret Whales favorite. So that's where you kind of run into a situation like Team Secret Whales, like top laner, hero. He's going to have his hands full with Kiaya. And Levi over his toe. I favor Levi. So it's like, what do you want to go? Top side or bot side? What's more important, I'm going to go GAM 2-1. Let's see them start this spring off strong. The experience coming through. Maybe Team Secret Whales comes out flat. Just keep in mind they haven't played in a long time. Heretics and Vitality. 26th and 23rd. Neither team a lot to write home about except rookies in development, right? 2 rookies in the case of Vitality and 3 in the case of Heretics. The mid lane matchup, Camille did very well last week. Zajax had some moments for Vitality. Top lane, Nako has had bright spots as well as Carlson. That bot lane duo of Karzi, Niski, into Flack Extend. I like Vitality in that matchup. Sheo into Linkus is a tough one. But I'm taking Vitality 2-1. I think that I really like that. I like Karzi Niski in this one, which is kind of weird to think about. BDS G2. BDS 14th, G2 2nd. I'm taking G2 2-0. BDS has played sloppy League of Legends last week. And they didn't play today, right? No, they didn't. Looking at my board. No, it was not them. Yeah, so G220, I think they're the better team. An angle for BDS, maybe we're looking at, 113 doing well into Skuman. Uh, Best of ones, Payne and Leviton. 17th and 24th. I thought Leviton was going to lose today. They end up winning, if I recall. Payne winning over Fluxo, that's no shock. Payne has left a little bit to be desired right now. Leviton as well. I do like Payne in this matchup because of Cheaton Curry and Romer, but I could see Leviton taking this. Loud and Fluxo, we're going Loud. I don't think Fluxo upsets Loud. Tinones into Fu. Tinones can take care of business there. I.e. Red. Which version of IE are we going to get? You just keep picking. Excuse me. Do I just keep picking IE to win until they finally do, or are they just going winless? I picked Red for the upset today over Faria. They didn't win. We're going IE because of that, and it would be an upset based on these rankings. I think that's the only no, I've got an upset there, an upset here. I've got 2 upsets so far. Vivo Keat Stars Faria. Faria win when I didn't think they would. Vivo Keat Stars loses when I think they would win. This matchup is fun. 2 teams that I think are up and coming for sure. I like how Tatu's playing League of Legends. That kid's good. Payne let one go. They shouldn't have. Does Mortius get after IU? Mortius Trimby and IU JoJo is a very, very fun best of one there. We're going to go Faria. They've been better statistically. Can't really give you much more than that. I think that's a very close matchup. 100 Thieves, Lion. I'm taking 100 T. Quid is better than Saint in the match. It's very similar to how I feel about 100 Thieves when I look at Lion. If Saint's in a matchup that he can't win lane and then go win game, I'm not feeling too confident on what Lion's got to do here. Henna and Lions in bot lane into FBI Isla is not like they have the edge, so it becomes a situation where Licorice and a Sniper. I don't see Licorice carrying this game out. So it's 100 Thieves. Cloud9 FlyQuest. FlyQuest win again. FlyQuest are going to lose games. It's going to come and happen. So it's a matter of, picking our moments where we think that they're going to drop them. LTA North are playing right now. I know FlyQuest beat Lions, but that was no surprise. So, is this a game where Fly lose? I don't think so. Fly takes this. Cloud9 certainly has the capability. Fly just does a poor draft. You see Thanatos maybe win. Lane win game. Blabber and Inspired, that's obviously competitive. Team Liquid, Shopify Rebellion. We're going Team Liquid. Better team. I don't see where Shopify has an advantage necessarily. Dig and Disguise, we're going to go Dignitas. Surtees had some decent stats at times this spring and some very bad ones. And into Castle, I think this is a matchup that he has potential to take. And then like in mid lane, Kine and Abadage, I think's a wash. Shiden into Xu's a wash. Tomo and Isles into Scary Jerry and Huhi is slightly favored Dignitas' way. This matchup, of course, stinks, very similar to that one, but we'll take the upset there. So thank you for being a member. Hope to see you again tomorrow.